Hey guys, it's Mitch here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sitting here with these beautiful tulips on my rooftop garden patio, and I just wanted to take a minute to say thanks very much for watching all of my videos and subscribing to my channel. It's been a really nice experience to learn how to make videos and share my love of plants and gardening on YouTube. Today's video is a little bit more gardening related. For those of you who do follow me on Instagram, you'll know that over the last 3 years, we've been building a new house here on the west coast of British Columbia in Canada. And we're now into the final stage, which is the landscaping of the property. This is what I've been waiting for ever since we started building the house. So I'm really excited to share that with you. If you want to check out some of the progress videos, I documented them all on my Instagram to share with my friends and family, so feel free to check that out in my Instagram stories, and I'll link that down below this video. But today I'll share with you my rooftop garden patio, which is something that we set up in the fall of last year, so now it's kind of almost done, but it's all coming into bloom and growing for the new season. So I'll give you a quick tour and share with you all the plants. So here we are. This is the view from the patio. This is the real star of the house and this property. Actually, when we bought this property, we were looking for a place to buy for better part of a year. It was a really long and frustrating process, and a lot of times we couldn't agree, but when we first saw this little piece of land, we both fell in love. You could just tell we both right away knew this was the one. We could see the vision and the dream, and it's been a real challenging and rewarding process to get the house built. But anyway, this is the view here. There was a little forest here when we first started, and this is one of the Douglas fir trees that we managed to save on the property. There was actually two at the time, but we weren't able to save both of them, but it's huge. It shades the house in the summertime. This is south facing this direction, so this tree blocks a lot of the heavy heat in the summer. And if you look down, we are about 3 stories up. The basement level is on the ground level. That's our main floor, and then this is the second floor. So there's the view. This is the patio here, so that's our bedroom door, and these are some nice planters that I planted, and I set up those bushes so that they screen off. There's a main road that comes up here, so I wanted a little bit of privacy, and I also wanted to have those trees grow and blend in, so it looks like part of the forest that is here behind us. Behind that is a beautiful forest full of hiking trails, so this is just a nice little piece of paradise here. But this is the first planter. I did 2, so they're matching here. Up there is also a widow's walk. There will be a ladder there on the side of the house once we get it painted. But I did some little planters here so that it does feel like you're in a little garden. And we have some beautiful tulips that are blooming at the moment. And I planted little pansies, and there's some succulents here that will grow in once all of these spring flowers die down. That's the goal, is to have these perennial succulents take over this planter, and then have the tulips pop out in the springtime and the rose to grow in the summertime. This is a climbing rose called American Climber, and I just put in this trellis yesterday so that I have something to tie it to. It's quite windy here sometimes, so I don't want these long pendulous branches swinging around, but it has beautiful kind of coral colored blooms and contrast nice with these purpley leaves. You can see I have some nice pansies growing in there and some feather grass here. These looked nice a few weeks ago. These are like mini daffodils. I'm waiting for them to die down so that I can plant this ice plant in over top. I really think it'll grow nicely here, and then those little daffodils can grow in the springtime. These are some peony bulbs here. Those ones didn't do well, but I'm just gonna let them grow back. These are looking really beautiful right now. I bought these in the fall and they survived the winter, and they are just the brightest, nicest color. And I got some other pansies here too, and another ice plant that I will plant in on top of this planter. So this will just be a big ice plant with some spring flowers that bloom in. This is a little plant called Louisia cotyledon. It is a beautiful little, kind of like a cactus that does really well in rock gardens. Funny thing is, when I was in school, when I was in 1920, I went to horticulture school, and this was my end of the year project. Sorry, cut out there, but this was my project at the end of the school year to grow Louisia cotyledon, and I really fell in love with it. This is one that I bought at Home Depot last spring, and it grew nicely. Look at all the flower buds that are coming, and it's a nice white version. So here is another planter. It's identical with the same tulips and the same rose, but this one you can see the succulents are growing in much nicer. This is a golden sedum, I believe, and there's nice pansies growing in there too. Over here we have some evergreens and some rose bushes. I love hybrid tea roses, so this one is called Alina. It's a yellow one, and this one is called Blue Steel. It's a blue one. And these are some beautiful tulips. If you saw one of my spring videos last year, these tulips were in bloom for like a month last year, so I'm really hoping that they bloom that long again. They are called Kikomachi tulips. I've never heard of them before. I saw them at the grocery store and I just happened to buy them because I love yellow tulips, but they really put on a long-lasting show last year and I really enjoyed them. Over here on this corner of the house we have some Japanese maples that should grow in nicely. This is some Bergenia that my friend Fran gave me out of her garden. We took them all out last fall and they survived nicely up here in a pot. And she also gave me this little Japanese maple. This is a nice ginkgo tree, and I'm hoping that it kind of grows in and shields us from that house in the background. These are some nice cedar trees, and these I bought last summer, so they had a bit of a hard time adjusting. They don't like being moved around in the heat of the summer, and I just planted them here so that they would block the road. I was really worried because it does get really windy here that they would blow over, but they made it through the winter, through all of the storms okay. Here we have some more evergreens. These are more to shade us from these neighbors' houses, so we have some privacy on this side. There's a mountain hemlock, another hybrid tea rose, and some evergreens. More little pocket of evergreens. And this is a little magnolia that is just finishing blooming. Yeah, so that's kind of the setup for now. There is a attachment for a fire pit there, so we will have some furniture and stuff eventually. We just kind of can't afford it at the moment. And this is my little, it's like a pond bowl that I set up last year. It's just a nice pot that I bought on sale. It has a crack, but so far it doesn't seem to be leaking. And in there are some lotus. So I'm hoping they survived the winter. They were growing all last summer. I grew them from seed that I ordered online, so I'm hoping that they will grow in. And I do have some pond plants that I will put in here too, so it kind of is like a little green oasis. But anyway, the setup here was to kind of try and block out some of the houses and make it feel like we're in more of a forest and have some privacy here. Anyway, that's it for the patio garden tour. Hope you liked it. It was just a quick one, but I will keep you guys updated as things come into bloom and as we do some work on it. I do have to plant all these little things into the planters, but I'll do that when I have some time. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. See you next time.